The next part of the equation is which plasma cutter should I run with my table? Our suggestion is that you run the Strata plasma cutters with the Strata CNC tables. They are designed to go together. Yes, there might be other plasma cutters out there that can run with these tables, but just because your plasma cutter says it's CNC compatible does not mean it will automatically work with a Strata table. If you have a plasma already and you want to know if it will run with one of our tables, make contact. We're happy to talk that through. I would also add that some of the cheaper plasmas out there just simply will not work on a CNC table. The way their torches start or ignite are not designed to work on CNC. Equally so, some of the older plasmas that were high frequency, again, they will not work with a CNC table. We need what's called a draw arc system. And the best way to find out is either look in a manual or talk to us. Thinking about the Strata range of plasmas, at the same time the table was released, a new 60 amp single phase machine came out. For many people, they don't have three phase. To put three phase on is not worth it, and it's not where they're heading. Single phase is the answer. The 60 amp plasma is a very high output machine and it works great. I've seen it in action, fantastic product. At the same time, to get high output, you need to give it high input. So talk to your Sparky or talk to us if you're not sure, but I would recommend if you want to run a 60 amp single phase plasma, you need to have a minimum of a 30 amp breaker in your shed. Reason for this, again, on full noise at 60 amps, you're going to draw 30 amps worth of current. In line with that, if you don't need to cut at 60 amps, there's still nothing stopping you buying a 60 amp machine. You can turn it down to 30 amps or 40 amps or 20 amps, whatever you want, but you'll need to slow your machine down so the cut works accordingly. One thing to take into consideration when looking at plasmas, and if you're going single phase, is current draw on your compressor. So if you have 30 amps available in your shed and your compressor is going to draw 10 amps, that's going to leave you with 20 amps to work on your plasma. So then it's going to be challenging if you want to run it at full 60 amps. There are several ways you can get around this. One, yes, you could have a huge holding tank, so you build your compressor up and then switch it off before you start cutting. Another option is you may wish to look at petrol-powered compressors if you're limited on incoming current to your shed. Thinking about plasma torches, we recommend on the 1212 that you go with a machine torch. A machine torch is 180 degrees or a straight torch. This enables you to take off the consumables, check them, put them back on, without having to unclamp your torch every time something needs to be adjusted. On the other hand, 66 is designed with a quick release system so you can run a hand cutting torch on it. The theory behind this on the 66 table is that they wanted you to be able to remove your torch, cut a smaller bit of sheet and put it on the smaller table. Makes sense. Put the torch on, good to go.